Hi guys, it's Jazz1122 here, and I'm here for the reading for the Leos out there for January 28th through February 3rd. I hope that you guys are having a wonderful day so far, and I also hope you guys have an amazing week, and thank you for taking the time to view this video. So without further ado, I'm going to get right into your guys' reading. Let's see what the universe would like the Leos out there to know for January 28th through February 3rd. There we go. We have the Six of Wands. So we have you guys feeling very victorious, which is an amazing feeling. That's awesome. So I feel like you guys definitely have something to celebrate this week. Maybe you guys received some great news that calls for the celebration, and it's beautiful because everybody is there supporting him as he comes through his victory way with the horse. I love that, and I think that's so important to have people around you that's there to support you and walk beside you, and don't have any jealousy towards what you do and your accomplishments, and be right there next to you without any ill intentions. That is great. Whew. We have the Emperor card. So I feel like this victory is definitely because you guys took charge. You guys are not sitting back and just waiting for life to happen to you. You're out there making life happen for you. And that is a great energy to be in. Just make sure you're not trying to be too controlling of things, however. And we have the Page of Swords. So we have someone wanting to communicate, or there's someone trying to gather information about you. Maybe they're watching you go through all these achievements, and they're seeing you take control of your life, and that's a very attractive energy to be in. So I feel like you might have some admirers out there who are looking for a far. They might ask a friend, like let's say you guys have mutual friends and they never met you before, and you come around, Leo stand out just by default. So I feel like maybe that person had a friend and they're like, hey, who's that person? So I feel like there could be people starting to ask questions about you or want to know more about you and see what you have going on. That's a great energy to be in. We have you guys with the Hermit here as well. I feel like after the celebration calms down, I feel like you guys are in deep reflection of how far you guys really came. Especially through all the retrogrades, and especially from last year. I feel like through these accomplishments, you guys are starting to get the fire back, especially because Jupiter is in Sagittarius. So that helps all fire signs. So I feel like through these accomplishments, you're probably looking back sometimes in solitude, like, wow, I really came far. Like, wow, I really had to become the emperor of my life and really take control and make these victories happen for myself and not wait for someone to make them happen for me. And we had the Wheel of Fortune. So like I was saying with Jupiter, when Jupiter's in Sagittarius, it has an influence on you guys. And here's the card with the Wheel of Fortune. So Jupiter is definitely shining on you guys as well. And if you know how, look at your transit chart and see where the Jupiter placements are. I feel this week it could bring a little surprise on the way, especially depending on what degrees you have. Like for example, I have like Jupiter in Leo, so Jupiter in Sagittarius is trining that for me from the first and the fifth house, which is awesome. So I feel like you guys, if you know how to see how Jupiter's role is going to bring certain things, if he's in any house between the first and 12th, that's the life that's a part of life that's going to receive this expansion and good luck. And that makes sense because the victory card is here. That's beautiful. And we have Speaking of that's beautiful, we have the Nine of Cups. So I feel like Jupiter this week could bring you something that is a wish contentment for you, especially because with Jupiter and Sagittarius is a big deal because this starts a whole new 12 year cycle with Jupiter being in Sagittarius, and for me being a Sagittarius sun sign, this is a huge deal for me, and I feel just as well as you Leos out here as well. Like, it's wish contentment, victories. You guys are in a beautiful energy. I love it. See, talking about Leos, right? Here's the strength card. You guys are really, because it comes from the Emperor, you feel like the king on your throne again. You feel back in your element. So that's why it's a lot of fire right now, especially you have Venus in Sagittarius, you got Jupiter in Sagittarius. So we have some fire energy going on to help us fire signs to get going again, and that is beautiful. The universe is letting you know this week that we are definitely here to help you complete your goals. That is beautiful. So these are regular playing cards, and I will go into what each of these mean. So let's see why the Six of Wands is here. We have the Ten of Swords. You guys are celebrating because you put an end to something huge. And this was something that was definitely stressing you out. So let's see why the Ten of Swords is here. We have the Two of Swords. Maybe you was on the fence about something. Maybe it took you a long time to come to this point because, you know, Leo's rule the heart. And they may, you know, be feeling themselves a bit too much sometimes, but they can't help it. You know, they love themselves. You know, Leo rules the heart. So I feel like this could have been a heart matter where you've been on the fence about putting an end to it. But I'm going to do another clarifier just to see why the Two of Swords is here. Why is the Two of Swords here? We have the King of Pentacles. I feel like maybe you was deciding on a major business move or deciding to get a better job. Maybe you weren't you didn't think you were ready to move on to the next thing quite yet, especially after all the retrogrades. The energies probably kind of threw you off a bit. But now that things are coming more in a direct way, especially with the planets moving forward, I feel like now you have felt the courage to put the ending to being on the fence about. I feel it's a financial decision. Maybe you didn't want to leave an old job, or it was some type of thing in the physical where you felt king over. But I felt like you may have felt like you wanted to move on to something new and put an end to it, and that's probably why the Emperor is here, to move on to bigger and better things. So this was something huge. So let's see why the Emperor is here. We have the Five of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands. So I feel like after this ending, it kind of puts you in the dark night of the soul energy. But, you know, Leos don't back down. They're known as the king of the jungle. So I feel like you guys picked yourself right back up out of that and found something to be passionate about. Found something that you can create, because, you know, fire signs are great for creation. Maybe you started working out more or taking better care of yourself, because I feel like, because this is the Queen of Wands and it's a feminine energy, you could be a male or female, doesn't matter, but I'm just talking about the kind of energy from the card. So I feel like after this, you really took time to nurture yourself. This could have been this could have been tied to the eclipse as well. I just remembered, because the eclipse was in Leo, the moon was in Leo. So I felt like that could have been the ending, and that could have had you in the dark night of the soul. But I feel this week you're going to see that that ending was really a new beginning into something that you always wanted. So let's see why the Page of Swords is here. We have the Three of Swords. And let's see why the Three of Swords is here. Okay, we have the Eight of Pentacles and we have the Ace of Cups. So I feel like, oh yeah, the Eight of Cups too as well. Let me put that. Eight of Cups, Eight of Pentacles, and Ace of Cups. I just want to make sure I show all the cards. So I feel like with this ending, with you walking away, it was definitely something emotional. It could have been something, maybe you also had finances with someone as well, but you decided to cut the loss. Maybe you and your partner could have shared a home together, or maybe you guys had a shared account, or anything that has to do with some type of ownership of something else, like of each other. Like it was a mutual ownership, I feel like. And I feel that this is more relationship based because it's cups here. And I felt like you guys are working towards your success after taking that defeat of that with the Ten of Swords here, putting an end to that and just decided to cut the losses. So this person could communicate how hurt that they feel. Maybe they felt like they wasn't ready for it to end, and they see you working on loving yourself and how you walked away. You know, Leos, they have big hearts, but when they're done, they're done. So I feel like you have done all you did to bring this person stability. That could be it too with the King of Pentacles here. This could have been your energy. You're ready to bring in more stable people in your life. Maybe as a fire sign, you know, we tend to grow up when we get older as well, and all that unpredictability that once was cool when we was in our early 20s and stuff, we tend to grow out of that as we push 30. For example, my progressed sun is 29 degrees Sagittarius, so when I'm 30, I'm about to go into Capricorn. So I feel like if you're getting closer to 30 or above 30, I feel like you could be changing into another sign too, as a progress wise, and that's affecting more of what you want in life. So I feel like you're taking the road to self love. That's beautiful, and that person could communicate how hurt they feel by it, but make sure that you don't get too angry at this person. I like I say all the time, it's not your karma for how they treat you, but it's your karma for how you respond. And I always say that. So this person may trigger you, but remember and be a for aware why you walked away. Maybe this person communicating this way to you help you solidify why you walked away as well. And plus, it's kind of childish communication with the Page of Swords as well. So let's see why the Hermit is here. So that's probably maybe why the Hermit is here as well. Because at this communication could have caused you to be in a bit of your feelings a bit. And here's the Queen of Cups. And we have the Five of Wands. So I feel like with the Queen of Cups, you could be getting some psychic energy. I always like to point that out. You could be seeing signs, synchronicities while you're in your isolation away from everyone. And with the Five of Wands here, I feel like you're fighting your angry side, like the more you want to roar, but thinking also about the emotions, because the North Node is in Cancer, and also depending on where the North Node is in your house, it's definitely going to give a more emotional feel. So that could be causing more conflict because you're feeling things more deeply than you usually would, and that's for as an overall, as a collective. So let's see why the Wheel of Fortune is here. We have the Six of Swords. And the Ace of Pentacles. So the universe has a great gift for you. So because you put that end in and decided to be in the King of Pentacles energy and be more grounded in the way that you respond and take control over your life at the same time, and continue to love yourself and walk away from what no longer serves you. With the Six of Swords, since you have done that, and Swords is mentally, so I feel like this is also mentally that you're done, because as well as the Ten of Swords. So the Ten of Swords is usually when the first initial thing happened, like the final bang, but I still think that your mind could still be somewhere and hasn't moved the Six of Swords away even after an ending. That happens a lot too. So the way I take it as when you finally mentally moved on completely, or start to make the first steps to, you will actually manifest. That is beautiful. Let's see why the Ace of Pentacles. What would this manifestation be? Oh wow, some communication. So I feel like, who knows, you could meet someone that actually could surprise you, because this is fast, rapid communication as well. Maybe you have a secret admirer that you didn't even know about. That could be the wish contentment over here as well, and you're realizing that that wasn't actually a loss of what you moved on from. It was actually a gain. So let's see why the Nine of Cups is here. So that communication is a wish fulfillment. With the Two of Wands, how beautiful is that? The Ten of Cups. This is some communication from someone that you this is beautiful, because we're changing into different energies. Once we make the decision to move on from things, the next thing I feel is there, sometimes right there in front of her face. I had that happen to me after putting an end into something, right? um it was probably like 2 weeks, and someone communicated to me. It was somebody I never really thought that would be. It was completely opposite of my usual taste as well. It was a person completely opposite from me, but me, if that makes sense. It was more my personality that we really clicked, and I was surprised, and it was my Ten of Cups. It was my wish contentment, and it came after this big ending. So I feel like this could happen for your Leos out there as well. So let's see why the Strength card is here. We have the Six of Cups. So the universe is saying be strong, and yes, it's okay to remember the good times you had, but just remember to keep going forward, that they serve their purpose. King of Cups. So that's from a King of Cups perspective. The King of Cups holds his emotions, and plus you have a couple here. So you guys are being your own feminine and masculine to yourself and loving yourself, which shows right here with the Ace of Cups as well. That is beautiful. So I feel like you guys are going to buy the energy. Yes, we had good times, but I'm in the King of Cups because the King of Pentacles right here. So what you're doing emotionally is manifesting physically. So Leos, I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and have a wonderful day. Bye guys.